Hello everybody, I hope you guys are all doing well. So we're doing another requested reading today, and this time the comment is, this question is on world economic system. After the World War II, to prevent the disastrous experiences of the previous decades, the major allies, especially the US and Great Britain, which then ruled the British Empire, put in place institutions like the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, and eventually the World Trade Organization. Despite all the often correct criticism of these institutions and their outcomes, the world seemed to be more stable than before, even though there were wars and overthrows of governments and crises in different parts of the world. At least the United States and Western Europe seem to provide some stability and to represent a movement towards greater equality and acceptance of human rights. That has now been stopped and even reversed, most obviously in the US, which has a reactionary and corrupt regime acting like a gangster in the world along with other gangsters like Russia under Putin. Many countries, for example Sudan, Somalia, Burundi, Haiti, Venezuela, Myanmar, and too many more to name, seem to have slid into chaos with no prospect of recovery. The question is, do you see the world order collapsing again into chaos and massive global conflict in the next 20 years, for example by 2050? Will the poorer and unstable countries just sink deeper into disaster and mass deaths and their people through starvation, disease, and wars? Oh, okay. Right. Let's pour some tea as we're reading about the world order collapsing. Okay, this is white tea. Chinese. Okay, so let's start with the Osho deck first. And let's ask, what can we expect in the next few decades when it comes to the world order? Will there be a major shift? Will the economic system change? All right, so let's see. All right, so let's see the world order. Okay. Cards, what do you have to tell us? Okay. Ooh, this is the Hierophant. This is the structure. This is the world order. The system as it functions. Major Arcana. Alright, it's increasing authoritarianism. I see. This is the Chariot card. And sometimes I associate this with taking the reins, taking control and push things forward, like forcefully. Trying to achieve something. Okay, the abundance, the big money. The wealthy people. The wealth concentrated. That's what these people. The King of Pentacles. Now let's see on top. Oh yeah, it's coming. There's like a big shift. We have all these three major arcana. This is the major changes for the world order. Now let's see on this side. Compromise. the Six of Pentacles. Agreement, pacts, giving money, receiving some type of transaction. Okay, then we have the Ace of Cups, the going with the flow card. Nine of Pentacles, ripening. I also associate this with a harvest, with riches, the extra wealthy, and then trust, the Knight of Cups. So I'm not necessarily seeing a collapse. It's more like a shift, a change, a transition. And yes, it comes with this instability, because the Wheel of Fortune, it's not stable. It's like it can move suddenly. It changes direction. It's not reliable. It's not solid. So there's this energy of like major shift, major change, instability. And here we see the dominant leaders, and then the system. So it could be maybe that people inclusively vote for this strong man, not just in the United States, probably all over the world, because in times of insecurity, they want to feel like there's someone at the helm keeping them safe, something like this. So there's like increasing authoritarianism. Then I'm seeing with this cards wealth, abundance. It could be that the wealth is concentrated here within the hands of the few. And you know, with the Six of Pentacles, the compromise, this can mean that, you know, we are dependent on each other. Our global system as it is, it's highly interconnected. So because we're interconnected and we are vulnerable to this large scale disruptions, these big major changes, shifts. And the world here with this Ace of Cups is like going with the flow. See, there's this change here, moving direction, moving the course of here, the water, the way the water is flowing, and we're going with that. We're going with these changes. We are vulnerable to these shifts. And then we see these leaders here that they do have the power, and here the power structures, to make certain decisions, to implement certain things, and to change the direction. So a lot of these changes are caused by the decision of these leaders and these people in power. People are impacted by all of this. We're going on with the flow, we're going with the changes. I'm seeing the wealth here being concentrated on here in the hands of the few, the way things are going. But I'm not seeing collapse. I would have expected like a Ten of Swords or a Tower for some type of collapse in order. It's more like a transition, a change. Yes, we are vulnerable to this change, but I'm not necessarily seeing like complete total collapse and chaos. And you know, with this compromise, this can also mean that we adapt to these changes that are coming. Yeah, so that's what I see. Now let's ask about conflict, about war specifically. What are the chances of a major world war? Because that would be something that would completely change things in a dramatic way. So, I mean, yeah, we have the war in Ukraine right now, and it's devastating, and we're preparing for Russia to invade. But let's just try and see where it's going. Let's use the other cards. Let's use these ones. So when it comes to global conflict on a large scale, what can we expect in the next 20-30 years? Alright, so I divided in this side, it's kind of like the Western world order, and here is the axis of evil, Russia, China, Iran, that type of energy, because we want to see what's the dynamic here. If there's gonna be a war, likely it's gonna be between these axes. So let's see. The West. Oops, the Moon card. 10 of Wands, increased pressure, getting more and more difficult. Temperance, there's still like a sense of balance, and on top we have the Four of Cups. Not great, not great. I think there's a risk, there's a danger with the Moon card. It's increasingly difficult to maintain balance here with the Temperance and control. And this Four of Cups, not wanting to accept the claims of the likes of Russia or something like this. It's like it's a rejection of whatever's being offered, proposed. Now let's see. Okay, the Six of Swords, transition, navigating rough waters for them. The Ace of Swords, I think this is the sword, this is the fight. I kind of see it like a threat. A threat to go to war. Pick up the weapon. The Knight of Cups, we can see this as like a court card. Male energy, younger male energy, and let's see, the Six of Wands. This is success, but this is also kind of like boasting, wanting to appear stronger than they are. So I think the risk is high for a war, but I'm not seeing it happening necessarily. I'm just seeing the danger. The Moon card can symbolize the hidden enemies or the hidden dangers. And I'm thinking of the hybrid warfare tactic, and maybe that's why this success here from our enemies. And then we have the Ace of Swords. This is the weapon, and this is also the Swords information. So it could be social media, the information warfare. And with the Moon, it's kind of like the rot is deep. Maybe we're not even seeing how vulnerable we are, how infiltrated we are, how our politicians and people in positions of power from the West are being compromised because of this tactic, the compromise and all this stuff. Putin has been doing this for decades, trying to get compromise on people, to try to push them, to force them. So we are infiltrated. We are in big danger. The Western world is in danger. And our enemies do have these victories. Although I'm not necessarily seeing like a full-blown hot war, like with weapons and everything. It's more of hybrid warfare tactics. Because see, we have this this Knight of Cups here. And this is a more like friendly energies, like they're trying to persuade the Western mind through this tactics, through information, and they're succeeding to poison us. And we are in big danger. It doesn't mean that we're going to lose. It just means that we're highly vulnerable to these warfare tactics that they're waging on us. We're not prepared for this. And we have people that want to get to power that will willingly collaborate with our enemies just so that they get in power. Look at what happened with Trump. And then, like Trump, he promised that he will make America great again. And what did he do? He weakened America's position and influence in the world. It's done completely the opposite of what he promised. And see, the moon, it's about deception. So they're using these deceptive means to fool us. And they're successful. So I'm not necessarily seeing a global hot war. It's more like a global hybrid war that we're not prepared, because we're being attacked. And our leaders have this difficult task, this responsibility to maintain control and balance. So what I'm able to tap into here is more of like the hybrid warfare type of energy with the deception. So yeah, it doesn't mean that it cannot evolve into a hot war. It's just this is what I'm getting at this point. Yeah, we're weak, unprepared. We've already fallen victim to this. And it depends on us collectively and our leaders to protect ourselves. Yeah, so that's what I'm able to pick up from these cards. So the main conclusion, I'm not seeing a collapse necessarily, more like a big shift, a change, a transformation. We will adapt to that. There is a high risk for war, but right now we're in the middle of a hybrid warfare and it's gonna continue. We are in danger with that moon card, but I'm not yet tapping into hot war, World War III kind of energy. I mean, we're already in World War III, but it's a different type of war. It's not like the World War II. So when we're asking about World War III, we're asking about hot war with weapons, with boots on the ground, with bombs and stuff, not just the hybrid war. Because in the hybrid war, we're already in it. Okay, so this is what I could get. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.